The uncertain future of the Vatican. What happens if Pope Francis steps down or passes away? In recent years, Pope Francis has faced significant health challenges, leading to widespread speculation about his future. With the pontiff recently hospitalized, many are wondering, could he be nearing the end of his papacy? What happens next if he steps down or if he passes away in office? Today, we'll explore the implications of Pope Francis's declining health, the potential candidates for the next pope, and the impact this transition could have on the Catholic Church. Stay with us as we break down everything you need to know about this historic moment. Pope Francis's health and the Vatican's response. At 88 years old, Pope Francis has endured a series of health complications that have significantly impacted his ability to fulfill his duties. Over the past decade, he has undergone multiple medical procedures, including colon surgery, and has been treated for respiratory infections. More recently, his reliance on a wheelchair has raised concerns about his long-term capacity to lead. While the Vatican has downplayed the severity of his condition, sources close to the Pope suggest that discussions about his future have already begun. In fact, some insiders believe that the Vatican has already begun informal discussions about potential successors, preparing for an inevitable transition. But if his health worsens, what options does he have? A historic precedent: the resignation of Pope Benedict XVI. In 2013, Pope Benedict XVI shocked the world when he became the first pope in over 600 years to resign. The last pope to do so before him was Pope Gregory XII in 1415, who stepped down to end a church-wide schism. Benedict's resignation set a modern precedent that makes it possible for Pope Francis to follow in his footsteps. However, even after his resignation, Benedict remained a significant figure within the Church, raising questions about the role of a former pope in shaping Vatican policies from behind the scenes. During past interviews, Pope Francis has openly stated that he would step down if he ever felt he could no longer lead effectively. If he chooses to resign, the Vatican would enter sede vacante, meaning the seat of the Pope is vacant, and a conclave of cardinals would be called to elect his successor. However, this scenario raises an important question. Would the Church be comfortable having two retired popes at the same time? Some church analysts believe that Francis may hesitate to resign, fearing that it could create confusion or division among Catholics. What happens if Pope Francis passes away in office? If Pope Francis dies while serving, the process of selecting a new pope follows ancient Vatican traditions. His body would lie in state for Catholics to pay their respects before the College of Cardinals convenes in Rome. A papal conclave, held inside the Sistine Chapel, would be called to elect the next leader of the Catholic Church. This centuries-old process carries deep symbolic and spiritual significance, as cardinals engage in days of private deliberation, seeking divine guidance on the future of the Church. This process usually lasts several days, with ballots burned after each vote. White smoke from the chapel chimney signifies that a new pope has been chosen. This tradition has been followed for centuries, reinforcing the deep history of the Catholic Church and its governance. But who could take his place? The potential successors. Who will be the next pope? If Pope Francis steps down or passes away, several high-ranking cardinals are considered top contenders for the position. Cardinal Pietro Parolin, Vatican. Known for his diplomatic acumen, Parolin has been instrumental in fostering relationships between the Vatican and global powers, including facilitating dialogue with China. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, seen as a progressive leader appealing to younger Catholics. A beloved figure, Tagle's pastoral care and work with the poor resonate deeply in both the Philippines and the global Church. Cardinal Peter Turkson, a strong candidate for the first black pope in modern history. With his focus on human rights and social justice, Turksen's leadership has been grounded in the Vatican's advocacy for the poor. Cardinal Matteo Zuppi, known for his humanitarian efforts. Zuppi's experience in peace negotiations and reconciliation has earned him a reputation as a unifier within the Church. Each of these cardinals represents a different vision for the Church. Would the next Pope continue Francis's progressive reforms, or would he take the Church in a more conservative direction? Many observers believe that this decision will be critical in determining the Church's appeal to younger generations, particularly in an era of growing secularism. The answer could reshape the Catholic Church for decades to come. The challenges facing the next Pope. Regardless of who succeeds, Pope Francis, the next Pope, will face several pressing challenges. The decline of Church membership. In recent years, Catholic Church attendance has declined, especially in Western countries. The next Pope will need to find ways to engage younger generations. Internal divisions. The Church remains divided between progressive and conservative factions. The new Pope will have to navigate these tensions carefully. Global influence. As the world becomes more secular, maintaining the Vatican's influence in global politics will be increasingly difficult. Financial issues. Reports have suggested that the Vatican is facing financial struggles, which could impact its ability to fund charitable initiatives and maintain its institutions. Each of these challenges will require strong leadership and vision. Balancing tradition with modernization will be no easy task, and the world will be watching closely to see how the Vatican navigates these turbulent waters. The future of the Catholic Church. Regardless of what happens next, the transition of power in the Vatican will be one of the most watched events in recent history. Pope Francis has been a transformative figure, advocating for social justice, environmental responsibility, and a more inclusive church. But some believe his reforms have been too progressive, creating tension within more traditional factions of the Church. Will his successor embrace these changes, or will he roll them back? The answer will not only affect the Church's internal direction, but could also influence global conversations on morality, politics, and faith. And how will the Catholic faithful react to this shift? Final thoughts. What comes next? As we wait for updates on Pope Francis's health, one thing is clear. The Catholic Church stands at a crossroads. Whether he steps down or his time comes to an end, the next leader of the Vatican will shape the Church's future for generations to come. What do you think? Should Pope Francis step down due to his health, or should he remain in office until the very end? And who do you believe should be the next Pope? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest updates on this developing story. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.